Hello, my name is Martyr, and this is Let's Play Sproggiwood, and thank you for watching. Sproggiwood is a roguelike turn-based RPG, guys, with a nice dose of strategy thrown into the mix. It has all those elements one would want from a roguelike game, guys. You have that thing where you're moving all at the same time, and you take a turn, everyone around you takes a turn, and there's randomly procedurally generated dungeons, and monsters, and treasure, and you have to be smart, and it has all the staples of a roguelike game. Although there really isn't any form of permadeath in this game. You can die, but you're not forced to start over from square one again, and you'll see what I mean in a bit, guys. It released on Steam October 2014. Sproggiwood was developed and published by Freehold Games. You can go ahead and get Sproggiwood on Steam for $14.99. Now, Sproggiwood is a magnificent title for those looking to get into rogue game, guys. It's a game I picked up, I started playing it, and I was like gone for an hour or so. It went by like in the blink of an eye, and I was really immersed into the game and its adorable art style and all the gameplay. And it has, it really kind of tricks you because it makes it look all adorable and cute, and then it's kicking your ass next thing you know. So it has all those tactical choices that one would want with, the different class types and different, loot and different items you could bring. Like, oh, well, I want to take this scroll or this potion. But it also gives you a form of progression, which is a little bit different from a typical roguelike game, guys. So we're just going to go ahead and get into this and start checking things out, guys. Now, there is a really low amount of options control in this game, guys. Like, I can't even go back to this title screen here. If I were to hit continue, that's the last you're ever going to see that title screen in this video. I can't go back to it. I'm going to show you the settings. This is kind of where a couple things I start having a little bit of issues with. For instance, there's really not much at all resolution control. You kind of have to manually control the resolution yourself, or it's not that great. You can also hit Alt Enter to get into windowed mode, but it doesn't present that option to you. It really tells you even how to do that. You kind of just have to know that basically and figure it out for yourself. Also, there's two modes of difficulty. There's easy and normal. You can turn the blood on or off. I will say that Sproggiwood is probably a very family-friendly rogue game, which is really rare. I think this would be good for kids to pick up and play and actually start getting into the rogue genre itself. There's blood options, there's difficulty, there's compass. Compass basically is the reason that it has a compass thing. Basically, I'll show you what that is right here in a second. I'll put it on small. And I'll also talk about the UI once we actually get into a board here. I'm going to go ahead and load up into one board. What's the overall story of this game is really adorable, basically. You're trying to help this evil tyrant of a fairy bring order to the land, basically. I'm not going to spoil it too much for you because it's kind of adorable, and I want you to experience that, especially experience that for yourself and get into it, guys. But this right here is the screen where you're going to be kind of going from, going from board to board. Kind of very reminiscent of iOS appy type of menus, guys. And that's one thing that I will say that I did not like about the game. It feels extremely like an app. I don't know why that is, because I'm guessing they're going to release the game on an app store at some point. But there's just a lot of things here that just feel very reminiscent of an app design. So if that bothers you, it could be a little bit of an issue. But the game mechanics, the game core, the features of it are all really solid and all really fun. So if you can just get over the fact that it's really extremely reminiscent of an app game, it's fine. So you're basically going to be going through this map, kind of progressing the story, unlocking different characters, unlocking different kinds of things and features as you move deeper and deeper into the storyline all the way up to this top right point here. But I'm going to start over here in Ikikulu. When you basically click on Ikikulu, basically you have objectives that you can accomplish. Like, for instance, beat this Ikikulu with the farmer, beat Ikikulu with the archer. You have to basically can beat it with all the different classes, and if you beat it with all the different classes, you get like a vanity item, which in this case is Big Ik, and that's for the village. We'll talk more about the village after we show a little bit more of the base gameplay. So I'm going to pick the farmer here. Now, the farmer basically is just the first class you get. He's kind of the run-of-the-mill character, can do a little bit of different things. All the classes are very different, have different unique abilities, which is also very nice. So when you basically pick a class, you'll be given the option to pick a weapon, an armor, and consumable that you might have. I don't have any consumables, unfortunately, right now. I'm kind of broke. But I do have a flaming shovel. Aside from my basic pitchfork, and my flaming shovel shoots a pillar of flame that deals 4 to 6 damage. Basically, every time I hit something in one particular direction, a pillar of fire shoots right past that enemy, hits anything behind him. and does fire damage. Now that is my weapon. There's many weapons that you can find in the game and collect in the dungeons themselves, but as soon as you exit the dungeon, they are gone forever. The only way to keep these items is to buy them in the village, which we'll be coming to a little bit later. You also have armors as well as consumables and a whole bunch of stuff here. So let's talk about what you're looking at right here. On the top left, we have my gold. The points of damage I can do, which is that little sword right there. On the top left, again, very like is the ability to access the menu system. Also the compass, which is right here on the bottom right. This basically allows me to kind of move my character, but you could also hit WASD. Again, this entire compass thing is for people who are probably going to be playing the iOS version of this game. And you could turn that off, and I highly suggest you to, because it just clutters up the entire UI massively. Matter of fact, if you have that on large, it's just gargantuan. Your UI is just really cluttered up here. So I highly suggest you, if you're playing the PC version of this game, to turn that off. Or, you know what, Joe, just turn off the entire UI, because it's the UI can be a little bit cluttering. But I'm going to leave it on for now, just so that way you can see what's going on here. Up on the top right, we have my health. The blue stars basically represent your stamina, or in this case, mana, whatever you want to call it. Basically, what allows you to use your abilities, which we will gain access to once we actually level up. Oopsie. That was my fault. This sword basically allows you to kind of see what your items are, what they do. This lets you click on an object and kind of investigate the area. So, for instance, I can click on that red vase. The old saying goes, break a vase of shiny red, out of potion falls instead. I will say that the game is very charming. It has a really cute, adorable rhyming to it all. And the graphics are really just adorable. All the enemies are like just freaking cute, and you're like, I'm gonna kill you, and you're so cute, and you just brutally murder them. So basically, you have your WASD control, really simplistic stuff here. There's no controller support, but it doesn't really need it, so it's really simplistic stuff. You also really gonna be using your mouse and keyboard. So we're gonna go out here and start moving around this dungeon. We got a health potion from that pot. That's very lucky, also very rare. So as you can see, we've encountered a slime monster here. Now, there's a couple ways I can handle this. I can wait for him to come to me, or I can move into his square. But if I move into a square like a roguelike game, he's going to whack me. Had I waited for him to come towards me, I would have been able to just kill him without taking any damage. You need to think about your moves before you make them. And there's an extreme focus on tactical combat here. You need to be smart. It's an adorable looking game, but it's very tactical. So I just found a scroll of fireball here. Shoots a big scroll of fireball and it shows direction. Now I can use that, keep it, and replace my health potion, or turn it into cash. I'm going to just turn that into cash because I'm not really planning on replacing my health potion. Health potions are rather rare, actually. So we're going to basically just start fighting, basically kind of going through the dungeon. Basically, the entire objective of the game is to get to the bottom dungeon, which there's usually about 3 to maybe higher layers of it. Like the second one, I think, has like 4 layers, and it probably gets progressively deeper and deeper and deeper as you get, deeper into the game. And you're at the end of that is a boss. Once you defeat that boss, the dungeon's over. You collect your gold, you collect your loot. Any items you may have found in the dungeon, you will be added to the store, and you will be able to purchase from the town and then add to your overall equipment. That's when you want to, start a dungeon over again. You can bring that item back to you. So we just leveled up here. Now, all the classes have their own unique abilities, about 4 each per class, and basically all they do different abilities. Like, for instance, Pitchfork allows me to throw my current weapon in my hands in any one given direction, but I can also level up 3 times. Each ability can just about level up 3 times, except Cornucopia here. And you can see it basically explains the effects here of what those abilities do. So, for instance, hurl pitchfork at level 1, hurl a pitchfork backwards, hurl a pitchfork in every direction. So that's usually the one I kind of like to start off with, and you'll be leveling up every time. So once you start a dungeon over, you will start off at level 1 again, and you will level up again and have to pick your abilities all over again. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to the abilities. Now you see on the left here, there's a little blue star on that little ability, which, by the way, I just pressed number 2 to activate that. And it'll take up 1 star for that to use. So I'll use that now. And he died. But when he died, he gave me 1 star back. So you kind of need to be careful how you use your abilities. If you don't think you can kill something in 1 shot, you could end up blowing through your mana very quickly. There's also like leaves that drop gold. There's pots that you can smash. Sometimes enemies just pop out of them and start attacking you. There's also shrines in this game. This kind of adds kind of another unpredictable element to the game, I should say. Basically, they could do random things. It could give you like a buff. It could give you an item. It could summon a bunch of enemies to the room. It could teleport you to the random spot. You can never really know what's going to do until you just use it. So let's go ahead and use it. It looks like it was going to freeze all my enemies, but there's really no enemies around here, so that's kind of pointless. There's also environmental hazards, as you can see. For instance, like these little green slimes, those webs, and those actually can vary depending on the enemies that you're fighting. So we're going to blow that guy up. We found a treasure chest here and found a new item for us to use. So right now we have our flame shovel, and then we found a pitchfork that heals 1 HP whenever an enemy dies. That doesn't sound as useful to me as doing a massive amount of damage, so I'm not actually going to use it, but it's now available in the shop for me to purchase, if I so choose. Well, wait a turn. All you have to do to wait a turn, by the way, is hit your space bar, and then enemies start coming towards you. Ah, that was stupid of me. I hit the button by accident. Alright. I'm trying to get to that pot there, because that pot is actually spawning enemies. Now, I leveled up again, and I can access another ability. Now, certain abilities, you have to hit a certain level for you to level them up all the way. So, for instance, I can't grab Pitchfork level 2 until I'm level 4. But I can grab Scarecrow or, Pumpkin Bomb, which is actually the one I kind of like a lot, which is Pumpkin Bomb. It's pretty awesome. So, I'm going to go ahead and use Pumpkin Bomb. Again, that costs 2 stars. But I killed a massive load of enemies with that. As you can see, it did a lot of damage. And kind of rocked their world. So you just got to use your abilities kind of tactically. You have to be smart about it. You can kind of predict where enemies can go. You can use that to your advantage and do some massive amount of damage. Kick some ass, take some names. I have to say I love my flame shovel, by the way. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, below my stars is a little mini-map which shows you the overall environment. Of course, they're all randomly procedurally generated, so each time you enter an area, it won't necessarily be the same. But for the most part, we usually look something like a forest or... there isn't much diversity, I would say, in so far the environment's designs. They're cute, but they're really you'll start off in a forest or a field, and you'll descend into a cave and get deeper and deeper and deeper. But that could be something that changes as you get farther into the game here. I'm going to see. There we go. That was a good bet on my part. I used a pumpkin bomb there, and he just walked right into it and died. Now, I think spawned right by the entrance to the next level, but I'm not going to take that because I want to level up some more before I continue onwards. Possibly, find some treasure or some loot or something nice. Who knows? It could be anything I could find there. It could be random. Because, again, it's a roguelike game. You could find multiple items. Who knows what I might find. Like I found a potion of stamina. Now, I do not want to keep this. I'm going to turn this into cash. Because, again, my health potion is probably going to be doing that massively. We level up again. Good. We need more levels to take out the boss. I'll grab another level of pitchfork. Move along. Found a treasure chest. This time we found the frostbite shell. Shoots a frost barb that deals 1 to 2 damage and freezes enemies for 1 turn. So you can find, as you can imagine, there's a lot of different kinds of elemental weapons in this game for you to grab and use. I'll switch out the weapon just so you can see what that's like. Even though I prefer my flame shovel, I'll use that just so you can see what it's like. So there you go. You got the basic idea. It kind of freezes enemies, kind of the same way my other item did. I gotta break that pot because it's spawning enemies almost gauntlet style. But it's okay, he's dead now. We found a scroll. We'll just freeze everything if there is anything around. We did work. Yeah, alright. Alright, so that did some damage there. Now, sometimes enemies have random effects. Like, for instance, these guys explode when they get hurt. I am very hurt right now, so I'm actually going to use my potion to get my health back, because I got really hurt by those little fireball dudes. I also found a, looks like a shrine of health. I think I'm going to get blasted by this guy. There we go, took them all out. As you can see, you have to be just kind of tactical about how you use your abilities. Play smart, dodge around corners. Some of the enemies will explode. Sometimes they'll have different effects. I also found a shrine of health here, which is what that is there. I won't use that right now because my health just went all the way back up. But sure, would have liked to have found that a little bit earlier, though. Perhaps before I use my... Alright, whoopsie, sorry. 2 shrines of health. That's pretty nice. Alright. Now these little buggers, by the way, these little slime dudes generate a slime of poison beneath them. So I need to be very careful not to walk over that if at all possible. So that way I don't hurt myself like an idiot and kill myself possibly. I'm going to search through all these leaves, which again has a chance of dropping gold or respawning enemies. But that's okay because we found 2 shrines of health. So we'll be more Then, okay, those shrines, again, the pots, the potions, all those are randomly procedurally generated. Sometimes they'll be in the board, sometimes they won't be. So I got pretty much everything. As you can see, I've pretty much explored all the white edges of the board here. I found everything. I got some levels. We're pretty much probably ready to take out the boss, which is big ick in this case. As you can see, I can see where he is on my mini map. He's on the bottom right there. So I'm actually going to search around first and see if I can find some random things to find. So I actually activated this random shrine. I got to level up. So it'll give me access to Cornucopia, which is kind of like my ultimate ability. It allows me to completely heal up 100%. But to be honest with you, I fought this boss many, many times, so I don't really think I should have a problem defeating him. I just want to make sure I get all of the treasure first. Okay, so here we go. There he is. So there's he is. That's the boss right there. And he's going to start producing slimes. Of course, all the bosses do different things, as you can imagine. But I kicked his ass, as you can see, because I've have a pretty good idea if I fight this boss. Plus, he's the first boss you face. He's not necessarily going to be the world's most difficult boss to take on. So as you can see how abilities work, how leveling up works, and that gives you a pretty good idea of how you're using items and you're using your tactics of your abilities to take out the enemies and all that good stuff. Once you defeat an enemy, you of course collect all your gold. You can leave the dungeon. Any items you did not own disappear. So like that shovel I had, the freezing one, is now gone. But like I said, you can go back to your town, and there is a form of progression in this game that allows you to kind of keep items and get more stronger as you progress forward, which we can do by clicking on the bottom right down here, which is the village. Now, this is also the kind of the adorable, there's this, you can decorate this. You can also get a lot of things for this. What does this guy want? Oh, come now, Julia, don't play the poor. I don't know what they... Okay, these are villagers, by the way. And your goal basically is to kind of bring, all these monsters, all these creatures together, basically, and humanity, and try to unite them together and make a peaceful world. And you can decorate this entire place, by the way, if you want. So, for instance, I could say, okay, well, I don't want this tree here anymore, or this tree, or this tree. I want to place... Hold on a tick. I'm going to place something. Do I have to have that tree there? No, do I? I don't want that tree there. Get out of there, tree. Am I clicking on the wrong thing? I was indeed clicking on the wrong thing. You can place like grass tiles. If you can see right here, it's not very easy to see, but I'll start flipping through. You can basically see on the bottom right there, just put on a puddle or grass or a clay path or a stone path. You can also place buildings. And it's just a little cutesy, adorable thing to do if you're into this kind of like designing of things. This kind of reminds me of like a Facebook app type of thing to do. It really is no point to it other than for aesthetics, but you will unlock buildings that will give you access to more classes as you beat levels and you go deeper and deeper into the game. Also, you can use your gold in the shops. So for instance, I can take my gold. I have 1,800 gold now. I could take that and purchase a lot of different things. I can purchase items, consumables, or town upgrades, or civic boosts, as it were. And the civic boosts are kind of your form of progression. So for instance, if I buy an academy expansion, I will gain 40% experience faster when I'm in a dungeon. Or if I buy an apothecary fund, I will have plus 5 hit points. And it kind of stacks up as you buy more and more and more. So it gives you that thing to kind of repeat dungeons over and over again to collect gold and start buying these upgrades. And there's a lot of different upgrades you can buy. I basically mostly put all my money into the merchant quarter because I thought that would be the best thing to buy straight out. By the way, one of the things I can't stand, by the way, is you have to kind of click and drag the opposite direction to go up and down this menu. Again, just iOS-y, appy design on a PC game. I don't know why. It's very strange. You can also, of course, just click on this, I guess, so it's not that big a deal. Yeah, you can upgrade basically your town, give yourself more passive benefits as you get deeper and deeper into the game. Also, you can buy items that you have encountered, like for instance, the vampiric pitchfork that we found earlier. We could buy that for 210 gold. The freezing shovel for 210. The frost barb shovel shoots a frost barb that deals 1 to 2 damage and freezes enemies for 1 turn. Works once per enemy. So as you can see, basically each of them are of course going to cost different things. And you may find different upgrades for different classes. Now, as you get deeper into different classes, the upgrades will obviously get more expensive. So for instance, the bow of biting frost here costs quite a bit of money. It's a very impressive upgrade. And each class basically has their own different kinds of armors and different upgrades and different weapons that they can all have. Consumables, though, are all shared amongst all the classes here, so you could buy those and basically use them as well. And all in all, that's basically kind of the gist of the game here. You'll be basically finding out, more lore about the game here. This is just another tidbit, a little cutscene. I'm going to skip that again because I don't want to spoil things too much for you. And you'll interact with your villages, and it'll tell you the quests that you may be having, and it could split off in multiple directions, and basically that's the way it will go down. So now that we've beaten the board as a archer, we've beaten it as a farmer, let's go ahead and switch to the thief here, just so you can see what that's like. I have no upgrades for this character. I have nothing available to him, other than this is literally my first time actually using this class, just to give you an example of what he's like. And I have no idea exactly how he plays. So this should be interesting. We found a, looks like Cloak of Vitality, makes me look like a ninja, which is pretty freaking awesome, I have to say. I like that a lot. I am in trouble, though. I did level up. Okay, cool. So now we can look at what his abilities are, which is Juke, swap places with an enemy and deal damage. Hide in shadows, go invisible for 5 turns attacking, reveals you, go invisible for 10 turns. While invisible, your first attack doesn't cost a turn. You have, oh wow, so basically kind of more of a stealth-focused character. Imagine that, he's a thief. And his abilities are all really cheap to use, like Fire Trap, Punch Trap, explodes when enemy step on it. That's kind of like the Pumpkin Bomb that we had with the farmer. So we'll go ahead with Juke here. I'm kind of curious how that works, so we'll go ahead and... Oh, I kind of like that. It's kind of cool. Hold on. There's an enemy right there. Oh, okay, so he has to be like literally right beside me. Okay. I see how it works. That's kind of neat. Okay. I like that, actually, quite a bit. Ow. Okay, dude, you're kind of killing my groove here, man. That's okay, though. We did manage to kill that thing. I will say that he's pretty efficient at just kind of weaving through enemies and slaughtering the masses. We already found the stairs to go down. But again, we don't necessarily want to do that right away. We want to level up some more. Maybe get more chances of getting some items. So we're going to grab the fire trap, and I'm kind of curious to see what that's like. I hit the wrong button there. That was my bad. I'm going to go ahead and put that fire trap down, which is 4. Wow, it just really, wow. Nice. Oh, I slipped and went right into this guy. Alright, we'll kill that thing. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Awesome. I really like this class. This class is pretty dope. I enjoy the way he plays. And it seems like all the classes do really play very differently as far as the way they work and what they do here. And yeah, guys, it's a very adorable game. The sounds are spot on. The music is spot on. It's a really cute, adorable game. It maybe doesn't have the complexity that maybe some like roguelike fans will want from their type of game, the rogue game, but it definitely is challenging enough for, I would think for rogue veterans, excuse me, to, people who are looking to get into the genre. It really is just easy to pick up, play, and start just getting into immediately. I really like that about this game quite a bit. So I think that's basically it. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. We're going to go ahead and use these shrines up because there's not going to be any... We can't go back up, so we might as well just use them. And we'll see how he does. We got a giant here, and I need to be very careful with this guy. I'm going to go ahead and walk here. Oh, okay, good. Now we're going to wait and then switch places with him. Kill him, hopefully. Hey! Okay, we found a random shrine here. Your prayers are answered with divine's convalescence. So basically, I think I got healed there, which is pretty nice. We got another level up. We'll go with Z. I have a 50% chance to go invisible. I'm invisible for 5 rounds now, which allows me to kind of sneak around enemies or, do some backstabbing damage to them, basically. Enemies won't be able to see me, won't know what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and put a fire trap and kill a whole bunch of them. That's nice. Alright, we'll wait. Wait. Out of my way. Ow! Stop hitting me, you stupid spiders! Yeah, I mean, it's a challenging game to say the least. Oh, good lord, I might die here. I did not. Ow! Ow! I'm new to this class, so, I'm still learning as much as anybody else. Scroll summoning. Summons monsters to fight for you. Hell yeah, that sounds cool! Look at them go! Oh, they're blowing each other up. What are they doing that for? Stupid monsters. What are they doing? Oh, I'm dead. I totally died there. Like a total noob there. When you die, by the way, this is a good example right here. When you die, you guys collect the gold that you did find, but you have to start the dungeon completely over again from, square one. So it does have that, form of death equals punishment, but it's not as bad as normal rogue games where if you die, you have to just completely start over again. Which is what you expect when you play a roguelike game, guys. In all, I really like Sproggiwood, guys. It's fun, it's charming, it's very well made, easy to learn but difficult enough for veterans of roguelike games, guys. For people looking to get into the genre of roguelike games, guys, this is the best choice this year so far, easily. With that being said, though, Sproggiwood is also, very well put together. I ran into no bugs while playing the game, guys. The replay factor, I should say, is really high here, guys. Given that you want to beat all the dungeons over and over again with each of the different classes at least once, and you have that collection of, in the village, and you can upgrade your village and decorate it the way you like. You also have Steam achievements and, Steam cards if you're into that kind of thing, guys. In all, guys, I had a really good time with Sproggiwood. It's a great game. I think you will enjoy it. So big thanks to the developer for a chance to check this game out. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and share, and I'll keep bringing you awesome games, guys. Till next time, play more indie games.